Hello everybody! Today for Sunday Funday, we're going to see how I draw an Eagle Scout. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so the eagle that I'm going to draw, I'm drawing like all the Boy Scout names, like Eagle Scout, Bear Scout, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, all that stuff. Eagle Scout, it's kind of obvious what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make an eagle. But have you seen the harpy eagle? Have you seen what this thing looks like? That thing is crazy. So that's what we're doing. We're going to do a harpy eagle. And I'm going to go ahead and give him wings too. Like in the other ones, I kind of decided I'm going to give him human arms. Because one of them, like the Cat Scout, needed gloves. And it worked out. You know, it's like, it's going to be better if I do human arms on her. But again, this one, it just kind of screams eagle, you know, so it needed the wings. The wings needed to stand out. So yeah, so this one's going to have the eagle wings. And the trick here is going to be to figure out where to stop inking and where to start coloring, because we want the feathers to stand out and be subtle and nice, but it needs some detail, some very specific detail, because like I said, these feathers are crazy. And just like the hair look to it, you know, it's got all this weird choppy looking headdress feathers that just kind of stick out, and that's the unique thing about it, and that's what I wanted to capture. But again, because they are feathers, you know, I want them to be with color too, so I want it to be kind of subtle. So again, like I said, the trick is to try to figure out where the Sharpie is going to stop and the color will take over, you know, especially down here where there's small ones. I think that's going to work like that. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So I've got that down. I've got the pose down, or the detail down. So not the detail, the placement. The 3 P's, the pose, placement, and positioning. I think that's it. And we're gonna make them a little stout, a little chubbier, you know, because not all scouts are perfectly slender, you know, and that's okay. Okay, so let me think. The feather, if it's okay, so it's kind of a hard edge here, and then feathers in. That's what I'm gonna do. Alright, ooh, I like this one. This one's coming out really good. Okay, so hard edge, feather like that. Perfect. Okay. And I've been trying to do something else, like they are, one of them is selling cookies, you know, the Girl Scout version. The Boy Scout had a campfire by him. I'm trying to think of what to do for that. Maybe a canoe. You know, nothing too crazy. Okay, we'll give him human feet. He's got to have something, right? Just shoes, really. So not even so much human feet, just regular old Chucks, some tennis shoes. I guess they need to be hiking boots, but he's a flyer, so he doesn't have to worry about hiking, right? He can fly wherever he's gonna go. Perfect. But we'll feather out the feet. How's that? Okay, so how about we do just like a tiny little canoe over here, nothing too crazy. Like back off and back behind him in the distance. We'll throw a couple oars in there. We'll do one across so we can actually draw the actual oar like that, and back in the background. Okay, cool. Let me erase some of this detail. And what I mean by that is I want the Sharpie to stand out on mine, not the pencil. So I need some of this to disappear, but not all of it, because it's got to guide me. But I just need a small faint image just to remind me of what I drew. Okay, so let's welcome everybody that skipped over to this portion. Alright, and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So, I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, so I just have a small ghost of an image that I can trace over and guide me in what I'm going to do. And so I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen for some tiny details and get us going. Now let me talk about this also. I'll start with the nose. That'll give me a good place to start. I'm doing the harpy eagle. Have you seen the harpy eagle? It is crazy, but it's cool looking. So that's why I'm just wanting to explain that this one's a little different. This isn't a bald eagle or a hawk or anything like that. This is a harpy eagle. And if you don't know what it is, you need to go look it up and check it out, because it is crazy cool looking. There are some lines in the face, like because the way the beak is featured, but I'm not going to do all the lines. And I was talking about this with the pencil sketch too, is that there are certain parts that I want to do, but I think it's going to look better with color. So I'm going to only highlight certain things and then let color take care of the rest. So yeah, I kind of have to be very selective as to what I'm adding the Sharpie line to, and as to what I'm going to do with color. So that's why I'm coming in with this finer detail too, with the finer Sharpie, to just be more in control of what it's going to look like. And then I'll come back with this for the bigger stuff, but I wanted to control these lines specifically just because of the way it looked. Alright, and let's see, let's draw my big old eyeball pupil here, or retina, and then we're going to give him a little round. Round, I said round. That didn't come out very round. That's okay. There we go. And we'll do one over here like that. Okay, so I'm going to do a few little, like where feathers would be. A few little lines, and then I'm going to come back and do the rest with color. So like I said, I want to highlight a few tiny little things, but the rest I think color should take care of. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the big Sharpie and then play around with these feathers. And this is what I was talking about. You need to go look at this character, because, or this harpy eagle, because it's very unique. So I'm going to come around here for the top of the head, draw some bumps where the feathers are, and then grow it out from there. So he's got like this headdress looking style to him. So there's a bunch of little feathers out like this. And I'll come back with this Sharpie and I'm going to do stuff like just some little subtle things like this, but not all of them. Like I said, color should do a lot of that, but I want to do a few just to highlight where these feathers are kind of unique and growing out, you know? Let me go and close that off. Okay, and again, I'm going to do some more of them here. They're just kind of all over the place, just kind of, you know, head dressed out. And so that's why I'm saying you need to go look at this. It's really, really cool looking, for one. And B, it's very inspiring. It'll give you some crazy ideas like, ooh, I want to draw this, I want to draw that, and I'm going to do something like this, and maybe make one of those. And so yeah, so it's like just little stuff like this, just crazy little feathers just going everywhere. And now that I see that, maybe I want to ink in this just a little bit more, just to thicken it up just a bit, try to match that look, that very thick look up there. You know, not too crazy, because again, like I said, color's going to do a lot of this. But I want to try to match how thick this Sharpie is, even though it's called a Sharpie fine point, right? All right. Okay, these are coming over here. Again, I'm just drawing some feathers, and let's draw his bottom neck so you know where we are. So there's his collar. And then we're gonna do something like this. There you go. All right. Okay, and so now I'm going to do the other side and going back up that way. And there we go. So I'm not going to do as many details on this side because, again, I'll let color do some of it. And also it'll be subtle, you know, like that. All right. So now that we have the neck, let's go ahead and draw his little knot for his kerchief. And we'll add just some small folds from where it's where it's bent over and knotted. You know, something like that. You don't have to do exactly like I'm doing. We're just drawing just a couple of lines to show that it's material and it is bent over on itself. That's basically what we're doing. So something like that, okay? And then it's going back over his shoulders. Same thing over here, but this one is the arm is raised up, so it's kind of restricted in view, and you can only see that much of it. You can see less, basically. Okay, let's give him a little chin, like that. All right. Okay, and so I've got this arm raised up, kind of in a salute. So we're going to do material. There's his shoulder, some bends in his shirt. We'll go ahead and draw the edge of the shirt like that, going up just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and bring it down to where it's tucked in. And let's go ahead and do this arm before I forget. Now, in the previous ones, I've given them human features, human arms, human hands, and whatnot. Because it's an eagle, I think it'd be cool to just leave it as feathers or wings. Okay, and so same thing, I'm going to subtly draw some feathers. You see how I'm kind of flowing them into the bend of the arm? Like that. And we'll just add a little bit of extra. We don't have to do it too crazy. And again, color should take care of this too, so I don't want to add all the crazy lines that indicate that they're feathers. Like I said, color will help us make it look real pretty. All right, love that sound. Let's add some line creases and folds is what I like to call them. Because I love how a shirt bends because it's a cloth. And it's just a nice way to make your picture come alive, you know. Add some creases and folds, and you don't have to put the same exact lines I'm doing. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. But this is kind of a guide to show you, hey, there's bends right here. There's going to be bends there. Do what you want. You know, make it your own. Okay, and there's his other sleeve hanging down, off to his side. And then since this arm is flat, then there's feathers here. We're going to have flat here and feathers over here. Pretty easy. there you go. So you don't have to draw every single feather. We can just kind of manipulate it to look like there's feathers and not assume. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? I was going to say assume that there's feathers, but it's not assume. That's not the word I'm looking for. Imply that there's feathers. So that's what that looks like. You know, you don't have to draw every single feather. All right, so we're going to bring the shirt. We're going to tuck it in over here. He's a little bit more stouty, and that's okay. You know, not everybody's slim and thin. You know, sometimes some of us are husky boys, and that's okay. All right. Not as many bends on this arm because it's just a shirt hanging down, but there's a little bit. You know, there's creases because it's not flat; it's curved. All right, so let's just give him some pants. We're going to draw a belt loop here. Pants down like this. There's the middle of the leg. Come back up. Do a belt loop here. He doesn't really have a belt on, but that's just where his belt loop would be. And it's just another way for us to give it some detail, give it a little bit of fun, you know? There we go. All right, for his legs, we'll go ahead and give him like a little bit of feather eagle legs. So we're going to come down here and do this. Come down here and do that. Same thing into shoes. And I'm giving him just some like some chucks. I was saying this in the sketch. I was like, oh, maybe I should give him hiking boots. But it's like, no, you know what? He's an eagle. He doesn't hike anywhere. He flies. But we're just going to give him some chucks. We'll go ahead. I've been doing this lately. I never draw laces, but lately I've been making them black, so I can just do like this. That way it's like, okay, there's something there now, so you know, we could just say that that's a lace. Because usually I'll draw the hollow lace and you color it in, and that just takes too long. You know, that's not what we're here to do today, so I've decided not to, but lately I've realized that, yeah, just blacken in the laces and you can get away with not having to draw every single one. So, same thing, we're going to go like that. And let me add a little bit of extra detail here. So we'll give him like some eyelets, might as well, we're going to do something, right? Just to give it that shoe look. Clean that up a little bit. It came out a little messy, and that's okay. Okay, I'm going to do that. We'll do a little bit of feathers, you know. Okay, and so I said this in the other one too, that they need a little something extra, and in the previous ones I did one roasting a fire, or you know, building a fire, one selling Girl Scout cookies. We're gonna do a canoe for this guy. We're gonna just do the back of it like that, and there's the other edge. It comes out, goes in. There's the bottom. Gonna go up like this, or to the other side. Now I've got some oars in there, so I got to draw them first. This one's like kind of sticking across on top, so I'm going to come across, go up for the oar, again like that. There you go. So now I can do the inside. Like this, and then this one's sticking out. So now I can bring the other side through and not cut through. So I want to draw those first. And then come up like that. So there you go. That'll take care of the scout part. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is an Eagle Scout. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So for Sunday Fun Day, that is an Eagle Scout. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here
and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.